Good morning, and welcome back. I hope you're going to be good today. I hope I'm going to be good today. Because after yesterday, there were a few complaints. Apparently some people don't like poetry. Well, neither do I. That's why I had to give it a try. But it's still one of my favorite poems, even though I don't like poetry. So if you're still here, it means you didn't really hate yesterday. Or you're just a glutton for punishment. Today we're going to talk about mealtime. Now, things change a lot when you've got children. And you know, when children grow up, they change what they want to eat. And you change what you want to eat as you grow out. Because it becomes a thing where the high-calorie food that you need to ply your young children with is actually not very good for the middle-aged. So you need to think carefully about what you eat. And then there's this moment in time, sometime between, could be 12, 13, 14, maybe 15, where your daughter and or son says to you, Mom/Dad, I'm a vegan. And you say to yourself, oh, how about being a vegetarian for a little while and see how it goes? Or why don't you just take up smoking? Because that's what we used to do, right? When we wanted to shit our parents. Well, it only works for a little while. And then fortunately the whole vegan thing, you start cooking things you never thought you'd cook. But it's pretty easy. You just substitute butter with olive oil, which is sad, but fun. You can get away with it. You just don't trick them. You don't think there's any way around sort of suddenly going, okay, let's just slip a little bit of mince in here. Because that's just not going to work. And even if by the time they're 17, as I found out, they need to go and see a dietitian because there is something missing in their diet. Well, that's just part of the game. I don't know what to do about that, apart from slipping in a bit of mince occasionally, which I do not do. Although there was an incident recently where it accidentally happened, and I didn't get to the bottom of the spaghetti bowl until I realized that yes, that was such quite delicious vegetarian pasta bolognese that it wasn't in fact vegetarian pasta bolognese. I could tell it was something slightly different because even though it had a few lentils in it, it did taste much nicer than lentil bolognese. And that's why I think there's a time for the future of food. Now there's a lot of noise about this. You can hear about the nothing burger or the forever burger or the infinite burger. I don't know what it is. It's some stupid thing where they've made pea protein into something that bleeds. To me, that's just insanity. You'll never, come anywhere near mince, even though mince is like one of the worst products on the market. 1 kilo bag of mince, that could contain up to 100 different animals in it. Now, that's not good for hygiene or anything, or even the animals that have been, minced to get there. So, just think about that one for a minute. So, I did. And quite some time ago, I decided that my concept of future food was coming into play. And one of the key players in my play on future food was textured vegetable protein. Now, I've got a prop. It's good. I got it from the Wood End Coles. I used to think it was exotic and, well, hard to get, but I just found it in the Wood End Coles, and I used to buy it online and whatever. So now you can get that when you pick up your masks or whatever you're doing at the Wood End Coles. TVP, I'm going to bring it back because it's so much fun, right? So what it is, it's just this dried stuff, I suspect. It's just soy beans. You got to watch out, it can have too much salt in it, but this stuff's a low salt version, so that's quite good. And all you do is you mix it with, in my case, olive oil, because then it has some kind of flavor. And I can tell you right now, it performs exactly like mince. Because everyone's favorite meal seems to be made with mince. It doesn't matter if it's spaghetti bolognese, which you gotta have on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Or as we often do, we have a heritage meal. Now my son called it the heritage meal. For some reason he thinks that we have some kind of heritage in the food we eat. So we call it the heritage shepherd's pie. Now, I make 2 shepherd's pies. One has TVP and the other one has kangaroo in it, because from an ecological perspective and probably from a food, sustainability, miles, etc., kangaroo is actually a much better food, and I think the product is much better too. It seems to lack a lot of the fat, which is a good thing, because we don't want to keep growing out, because that's a bad thing. And when you're on the Omar diet and you get to the end of the day and you feel like a meal, well, you really do like eating that kangaroo heritage shepherd's pie with no shepherds in it. So why don't you just have a good day?